Last video I have discussed about insulin resistance, glucose level, how carbohydrates breaks into glucose, and how too much of carbohydrate consumption leads to elevated sugar level, blood sugar level in the blood, and it leads to over the period of time you develop a situation called insulin resistance, because too much of glucose, high level of glucose, too much of carbohydrates leads to too much of glucose in the blood, and too much of glucose leads pancreas to release too much of insulin in the blood, and that's why insulin is also high in the blood. And what happens, over the period of time you grow a situation called insulin resistance, and insulin cannot manage your blood glucose level in the blood, and it leads to diabetics. So you should replace, or you should limit your carbohydrates. So when you you shouldn't totally avoid carbohydrates, because carbohydrates are also needed as a part of our bodily functions, but you should limit your carbohydrates. So when you limit your carbohydrates, you start eating less. No, you should instead replace it with protein. So if you are having 4 pieces of chapati, now you should have 2 pieces of chapati. So with that you should have some amount of protein like chicken, egg, paneer, tofu. But you know why we should have protein. Most of us know, but there are also certain myths around protein. So today we'll address those myths around protein. Like people say high protein increases uric acid level. Let's clear it up. High protein causes urea, not uric acid. When you eat protein, it breaks down into amino acids. This amino acids produces urea, and urea safely gets flushed out from urine. Uric acid comes from not urea, it comes from purines and not from protein intake. What really increases uric acid is that high intake of purine rich food like organ meat, seafood, alcohol, especially beer. Purine is also increased by sugar sweetened beverages, high fructose intake, and also it is influenced by genetic predisposition, sedentary lifestyle, obesity, and insulin resistance. Protein is not the main cause. Plus, research says that normal to high protein does not increase uric acid level. So you can safely consume protein without thinking that high protein consumption will lead to uric acid level increase. And moreover, you can have plant protein. They are completely safe. To sum it up, protein increases urea, not uric acid. So avoiding protein is unnecessary and often leads to often harmful for our body. So eat your protein confidently. The second myth around protein is that too much of protein heats up our body. It is somewhat right, because protein is actually, this is exactly called the thermogenic effect of food. This is because your body needs more energy to digest and process protein compared to carbohydrates and fat. The body's metabolic activity generates heat as a byproduct, leading to a temporary rise in body temperature. So it's only a temporary rise, it's not a permanent rise. And it is a good thing, because your body needs more time to digest and process protein. Protein is satiating. It helps you to stay fuller for longer. So when you eat chicken, 1 bowl of chicken, you will not feel hungry for at least next 1 bowl of chicken for at least next 4 hours. You won't feel hungry. But when you eat carbohydrate, you feel hungry then and there. After 1 hour again you start feeling hungry. So we tend to overeat carbohydrates, because it doesn't help you to stay fuller for longer. And moreover, when you eat protein, it burns more calories. So because body need more calories to process and digest protein. This is the reason you burn. Reason why you should eat protein. Just by eating protein, you are increasing your daily calorie expenditure, because body needs more calories or burns more calories just to digest protein. So it's called the thermogenic effect of food. So you can eat protein safely. It has no side effects. I hope this is clear.